Hello there and welcome back to engVid. In today's lesson we are going to have 10 words that come from the world of banking and business but have an everyday function. That have a function if you are a holiday maker and are looking at exchanging money, for example, or just going to another place and using money. Let's face it, we've all got to use it. So, first word today, rate. There's a couple of different meanings of this word. It can mean the cost of something, or used as a verb, what you think of something. Let's have some practical examples. What is your rate for? Or give me your best rate. What we're thinking here is sort of price, cost. What is your best rate? I want your best rate. Particularly if you go to a country where haggling is more of a norm, then you're going to be trying to negotiate. Here in the UK, there tend to be a set price for certainly things in a shop. How would you rate? So, how would you rate the service provided? What do you think of it? Moving on to our second word, commission. Okay, this word, if we're thinking of a slice, a whole pizza, and there is a middleman. So, for example, I'm booking a hotel in India and I have someone there who is doing the booking for me, then he's going to take a small slice of the pizza and eat it for himself, and the rest of the pizza will go to the hotel. Metaphor. Obviously, we're talking about money. A practical example of commission. We charge 0% commission. Let's put this into another context. Let's say I'm going to Spain and I want some euros so that I can have some money there. I go along to the sort of money exchange and they say we charge 0% commission. That's great. Just be warned that their rates may be not so friendly. They're going to make their money from the rate, not the commission. Next word, charge. Now this can be both a noun and a verb. Are there any extra charges? Okay, say I'm paying for a hotel in Spain. Are there any extra charges? Taxes, for example. Used as a verb, what do you charge? What do you charge? Or my charge is. Okay, if you're saying what you'd like to be paid for a day's work, for example. Fee. This is a noun. Again, it relates to payment. My fee is. Or the fee for this is. Or we do charge a fee of. Okay, saying we're still at the money exchange, we do charge a fee of. All right, cost and price. This relating to amount of money. So the overall cost for changing £100 into euros is. So the overall cost for 100 euros is £80. Okay, cost. Next words, transfer. So a word that may pop up in your science textbook. It's really relating to this idea of change, and it can be used both as a noun and as a verb. We're going off on this holiday to Spain. I just received a transfer from my friend. That means they changed money from their account into my account. Well, hey, off to the beach. Pina colada for me. Or, I made my transfer. Let's say, for example, that I was flying from London to Paris, from Paris to Barcelona. I don't know why I would, because you could fly straight, but let's just pretend. Transfer is getting the changing flight. So it's making sure that when you're in Paris, you get onto that next flight, the change of flight. So there I am in Spain. Now there's been a new development, a plot development, because I have just had a cut in my salary. Now a cut means something taken off. So I now have less money that I am being paid each month. Because of this, I'm going to need to make a cutback. Cutback as a noun means a reduction. I'm going to need to make some cutbacks in my spending. Now you can also use this as a phrasal verb. For example, I will need to cut back. Now there should actually be a space here. As the noun, one word, but if we're going to use it as the phrasal verb, then you want to just separate it. So I will need to cut back on my spending. Coupon, next word. Coupon is a discount voucher. Well, this could help here. So this helps you pay less in places like amusement parks, for example, or cinema. I will use the coupon to gain entry to the park. And lastly, we have cash back. So some credit cards, you'll make a payment, and after the payment, you may get a cash back, so they may give you some money in return. Or, say I go shopping and I don't have any notes, I could say, do you offer any cashback facilities? Do you offer any cashback facilities? And they would say yes, perhaps, and I would say, fantastic, could I have £40 cashback? And then they put that onto my cost of what I've been shopping, or of my shopping. Okay, so cashback is when we get money in return. Sometimes it's a gift from a credit card, and sometimes it's something that is you pay for. 10 new words. Have you got them? I think it's time that you tested yourself and did today's quiz. Rate, commission, charge, fee, cost and price. We've got transfer, remember that idea of change. Cut, taking something off. Cut back, reducing. Coupon is that little printed leaflet that you take along to say I'm paying less. And cashback, when you get that little bit of money back after buying something. Thank you so much for watching today. Stay tuned. See you next time.